y'all, it's Shannon from Creative Chaos in Tennessee, and today I am back with another Scraps to Embellishment video. I am also doing Baby Got Scraps, and pretty much I have used all scraps to create these. This week's theme for Scraps to Embellishments is Sit On It. So I'm going to do this video a little bit different. I have had some people that have messaged asking if I could show my process from start to finish, from actually die cutting, picking out papers, thought process, all those things. So this video might be a tad bit longer, but I went through and was thinking, what could I do for sitting? Anything to sit on. And one of my friends was like, what about us making a swing or something like that, or a tire swing or something on Cricut? And I thought, oh yeah, I do have my little girls on a swing. So that's what I went with. And so I had one on a hoop also, and I asked pretty much over on Ginger's group, which one do y'all prefer, and the swing won. Pretty much hands down. So I decided to do those. I've used all scraps, so I'm going to show you guys from start to finish. Sign-ups will be tomorrow for this, if you want to sign up. You just make 4 embellishments. It can be anything to do with sitting on. All the stuff will be linked below for Ginger's group and all that. So I am just going to show you guys my process. So, pretty much whenever I do this, I, of course, pick my die first or decide whatever I'm going to make. And then I go to my scraps. So, I have recently reorganized my scraps. I have bigger ones in some trays, which you'll see in a video. I am going to do a video. By the time this one gets posted, because I'm filming ahead, I may have already have one up. But, and if so, I'll try to link it. But, I reorganized my medium scraps into this bin. This is just a clear refrigerator bin. It came in like a 10 pack on Amazon. It was like 20 bucks for them or something. I've had them for a while. I actually got them to organize my fridge. And I do use some of them in my fridge, but I had a bunch of extra. You can also get these at Dollar Tree, Dollar General, Walmart. They're everywhere now. Or you can use any other bin. I personally like using the clear, so that I can kind of see what I have. I like to have it organized, but still be able to kind of flip. I'm a flipper. I found I'm a flipper. I like to flip through my stuff to be able to look at it, through my paper, through my stamps. That's just how I work, and you have to find what works for you. But this is pretty much my medium scraps. So I'm going to go through and pick out stuff that will go with it. So this is the die, and I do like to, this is a Temu die, but I like to print out the picture of what it's supposed to look like. This is what it's supposed to look like. It shows. Now, the die is not as detailed as what it shows on here. It doesn't have little buttons on her dress. It doesn't have this extra layer behind her legs, and her legs are not curved like this. The cat's tail is not that long to go around it, but, and her hair isn't, her pigtail things isn't like that. But, it turns out cute. You know, you can most definitely make it work. You can see. But, so, pretty much, I take all of my pieces. And this one's an easy one. This one is an easy one, by comparison, to put together. I just take one of my little containers I have on my table usually, and I put my pieces in it. So that I can keep them together. So then I go through, actually I usually lay them all out on the table, so I kind of know what I got to find paper for. And then I put them back in here as I cut. So You got the cat. So for the cat, I have been doing mostly orange cats just because it shows up better. So I'm just going to go through my scraps, find some orange. And then, so that one's for the cat. And then I've been doing white for the shoes and the stockings just because it's easier to color it in. By far much easier to color it in. Than it is to try to keep cutting, because if you'll see on this die, it has the little, her bows, it has the neck collar for her dress, and then it has her shoes. And instead of cutting this 3 times in different colors, and then the stockings in different colors, it's just easier to color it in white and then take a marker and color in. Or you could just all leave it white. Okay, so then hair. I just use whatever color. I try to find blonde, brown. Let's see. I haven't really did any black haired ones. So let's just go with black. Okay, we'll give her black hair. And then the swing. I need brown for the swing. Let's see. And I took these little, this is just scrap paper that I had bigger scraps. And I just put it on some old, thicker cardboard, like the front of your paper pads. The thicker cardstock, and just glued it to it. And then I just cut another piece of scrap, and I took my label maker, and I made me a tab, and then I just glued it on. So, for every color, so that it's easy to find. So, just something easy. I have really liked how this has been working out. I feel like it's worked out really well. So far. Let's see. I gotta find a piece big enough. Let's see if this one will work. Okay, yeah, it'll work. Okay, so there's brown for that. Let's see. She's gonna have black hair, so let's do like a pink. Let's do a pink outfit. I like to use pattern when possible. I could do red. I haven't done any red dresses yet. Let's see if this one's big enough. Oh, yep, just perfect. Okay, so have red, and then I need skin tone. This one looks pretty good. Okay. Actually, let's see if I have a different one. Since she's going to have dark hair, let's give her a little bit darker skin. I don't know if I have a good shade. Okay, we'll just stay with that. But okay, so I have all my paper picked pretty much. So then, what I'm going to do is get my machine. And I'm sorry because it is squeaky. So for those of y'all who asked about doing the whole process, I hope y'all are happy. You have to deal with the squeak. So I just have this basic die cut machine from Walmart. I got it, I don't know, a year or two ago. And I have the Magic Mat. I absolutely love the Magic Mat. I probably need a new one, but it's still flat. And I've had it for, I know, a year probably. So, it's easy to do when you have a die that's as easy to do as this one is, because you can lay everything out and cut it all at once. But now with some of them, you can't do that. You'd have to cut, you know, so many and then go back and cut more. So, if you have a die cutter, I'm sure you know how to use it. Okay. I just cut them down the size and line it up on there. Let's see. This is what the small scraps are absolutely great for. I mean, I've sat down and already made 16 girls. It did take me a couple hours, and I worked in batches of 4 since there's 4 in a group. let's see, I'll do the kitty cat. And this one has words on it and patterns, but it don't really matter because you're just cutting out a small portion of it. So it actually puts a little pattern on there and gives it some character. So I do like that. Okay, and then the swing. I'll put it down here. So, now, pretty much all my pieces are all laid out on my cutting mat. And then, I have my, this one looks really rough, but it still works, my top plate. Now, I like to add a little bit of a shim to it just to give it a little more pressure so that, it cuts all the way through and I don't have to worry about it. And I like to use junk mail for that. This is just some of that thicker junk mail that comes for stuff. And I just lay it in on top. This one you can see is pretty wore out because I've used it. And when it wears out, there's always new junk mail. Or I like to take my envelopes from swaps that's left over. And I'll lay a couple of them on top and roll it through. So, this isn't the best die cut machine. But it does work. So, and I roll it so that it don't come out, and then I go back. Alright, I'm going to move this out of my way. And then I usually set these down so I know which ones has been cut, and then I put all my pieces in here, which I work in bulk batches. So, alright, let me scoot this up and sit down. I work in bulk batches, so it's a lot easier for me to just keep going, and I'll just throw them all in here and keep going because I know what pieces go for what after I've done it a couple times, and it makes it easier to bulk it. So this one's stuck in here, so I just use my little tool. This is from the Dollar Tree, just to poke out to get it out of the die. There's that one. Oh, we're going to have to run that one again. It's not cut all the way through. Well, I mean, it is, but it ain't. Not enough to come out as easy as I would like. Okay, let's get the legs off. And pull this up. Okay, that's all the pieces in that, and then these two little bows. And it does get small, but I mean, it's not hard to put them together. There's some that's too much when it gets really, really small like that. And I'm like, no, ain't happening. Okay, I left that exactly where it was on the paper since it's already cut through. And I'm just going to run it through again to finish cutting it good. Because it is a finer die, so it's a little more finicky. And like I said, I've used my paper a lot, so it's getting to the point where it's wore out. Okay. Now it comes right off. And then just going to pop it out. It has this little extra piece that it cuts. And I usually use my scissors if it don't come all the way out. But see, this is what I'm talking about, how it has these little bitty small pieces. This one's supposed to be out. But they're so fine where it's her hair strands. Okay, so that's all the pieces now. Now we just put it together. So what I usually do is I lay everything out. Well, except for the little bitty tiny pieces. I usually leave them in there for now. Which is her bow and her collar for her shirt, for her dress. Okay. So, you could take and, you know, this is the point where you can add all of your little extras. You know, you could ink up her dress, her stockings, you know, anything like that that you want to do. Now's the time before you start putting all the pieces together. But since I had to bulk these and make so many at once for the swap, I didn't ink them or anything like that. But I do go in on the eyes. Now this one's black, but normally if I do a different hair color, that's the color this is. So whenever you put the face over it, you're going to need to have your eyes colored in so that you have some eyes. Because if not, they're not going to... I just usually do them with the black pen. I just color over it. It ain't got to be perfect as long as you don't go up above that line. Let's see if I can zoom in just a little bit. Okay, so maybe y'all can see what I'm doing a little bit better. Okay, so pretty much I just color in the eyes, and you can see the little dots that it makes. So then you have your face that you're going to add, and I always like to go ahead and add the cheeks on before going any further, because if not, it usually gets in the hair if you try to do it after it's on. I just have these little things I got on Amazon. They're like Q-tips, but they're plastic. They come like 1,000 of them or something for a few bucks. And it's worth it. I use them. I reuse usually the one with chalk on it, but usually I'll just throw them away when I'm done if I use them on ink or something, because there's so many of them, it's okay. And I just use this decorating chalk. I have had it forever. So I just get it on there, and then I blow some of it off. And then I just go lightly on the cheeks. And I know this don't look lightly, but I put it on, and then I go like this with my finger, and it helps blend it in, and then it dust it off also. Okay. So then it's time to glue. I do like to use my Barely Art glue because it has such a fine tip. I know there's other ones out there, but this one works really good. And then I put the face on first. And you could even go back in with like glossy accents and just dot the eyes just to give them a little glossy effect. All kinds of options available. And for the cat, I pretty much, you could totally ink him up and shade him and all that, but I just went over where the little dots already were for his eyes and his nose, and I just used my pen and did that. And then pretty much, to get matching shoes and leggings like I have on these, I just took a marker and inked in the lines. So let's see, let's do it, let's give her black shoes. And I usually just take my little no, I'm not going to do black shoes. Let's see, what color could go with red? Let's see what color I have. I don't really have any black. Let's see, I think I have a red marker. Okay. I have these markers. Normally I use my tri-blend, but I do not have a red tri-blend. These are the tri-blends. They have 3 different colors in them. These are a little pricey, but I like these the best when it comes to shading and things like that. You don't have to be an expert colorer to use them. These are just some cheap ones that came from Five Below, and they work generally well, well enough for what I need. But I'm just going to color in her shoes. And like I said, you could totally cut these out in different paper. You don't have to color them at all. It's totally up to you. And then I put these over here, and then I'm going to use the lighter red and just draw into the lines of her stockings. And it don't have to be perfect. It just gives them a little more character. Okay, so now to finish putting this together, I'm going to start with the, I always keep my picture handy, which I've done this a few times now, so I don't really need to look at it. Let's see if y'all can still see. I'll scoot stuff over so y'all can see what I'm seeing. Okay. So, I always have my picture. So next, I like to assemble the arms onto the dress. So, you can see her arms are going to go out. So this is how they're going to go. So, I just put a little bit of glue here and right here along the edge. This is where those fine tip glues comes in handy, because you don't make a big glue mess. Because even though it dries clear, you can still see it, and it gets yucky stuff stuck to it, and it makes it look dirty if stuff touches it. So you can also use a glue eraser if you get a little bit of glue where it ain't supposed to be, and it'll rub right off. If you do it after you make it and not wait a long time. Okay, so there's her arm zone, and like I said, you could totally ink it up, whatever, just to give her a little more, but I'm not. So then I like to glue the shoes on. So just going to put some glue down here and put her shoes. And I just glue it up on the edge so that the stocking's still showing through, so it looks like she has on socks. Some of these you have to get like right on the edge, or even put a little piece of paper behind them, but these are pretty good. It has enough places to connect it. Okay, so then I position her feet, which you cannot position them the way it shows in this. It just is not possible. That's not how the feet are made. I just position it so that it looks like, she's hanging on a swing. So, I like to hold it after I get the feet the way I want them. I like to put one down further than the other so that it actually gives the feel of movement. And then I just put some glue up here on top. And then I just take it and lay the dress down on top of that. Okay, so now we have her body done. So then, all we have to do is put her head on. So, it's a little bit hard because this is supposed to go in behind here, but you still need her to have a neck. So, I like to just glue these two hairs because I see they're going to be touching. So, I glue those on first. And then I lightly put it down behind there, and then I just hold these down where it needs to go. And then I usually flip it over and add just a dot of glue underneath her little piece of her neck there, so that she has something to hold on to. Okay, so now her head's attached. So then we're going to attach her to the swing. And I like to have a little bit of the swing showing underneath. I do have several videos of me putting these girls together, different ones, and I can link those below, and show you how I do all the little details and stuff. But someone, like I said, well, not just one person, several people have asked to see my process from start to finish, so I thought I would do that for this video. So these need to go in front, and it just goes right behind her little hands. This one goes behind the hair. If I can get it. And then behind her hand. And then I just go in and put just a little bit of glue right here on the back of her hand. And then press the swing down on it. So that'll be held. And it gives her just a little bit more stability. And hold that one down for a minute. And then there's your girl. Okay. I forgot that I did not add on the hair bow and the neck collar. So I wanted to do that real quick. So pretty much I usually just leave it in my little bin. I take and just put the little dots on. Because these are the little pieces. I laid them up there and totally forgot. Sorry. But I'll split this in so you can see. I just add them on. And then I press them down. And then the little neck collar just goes right here. And I like to use my little pickup stick for all of these. You could use tweezers or whatever, but that just, I find that works best. And then I just take my marker and just to add some color in to match what we did on the legs, I just put a little dot on there. Like I said, you could use the little diamond art beads, whatever, that's real small on there. And either way, you have your completed girl. Now we do. Isn't she adorable? Alright. So, then you want to add your cat. And to add the cat, I wanted it to be up just a little bit. So I do have these very thin foam dots from Close to My Heart. Let's see. Thin 3D foam dots. These are very, very minimal. Because you can't use regular foam tape or foam dots for the swaps because it's too thick. So, I just use these thin ones, and I'm just going to put one dot on the back of his head just to give it a little bit, a tiny bit of dimension. And you could even go in with, and then I add a little bit of glue on the back part. And then I just lay him on her lap. But you could even go in with little like diamond dots, the ones that's very, very minimal, and do the eyes if you wanted to. That would be cute also. So, pretty much there is your girl. Very, very cute. I am going to give one of these away. All you have to do is leave a comment on this video. And I did want to say I am going to change up my giveaways. Let's see if I can zoom out. Okay. I am going to change up my giveaway. I still am going to give have the giveaway every week. But I am going to only draw all the winners once a month because just because of filming. It's hard for me to hold my videos and not get them uploaded and all that stuff so that I can put the winners in each week. And if I do it once a month, I can just film ahead and upload, and I can just make a separate winner video like I normally do for my other stuff. So that will change, but that just gives you more time to be entered to win on all the pieces. So this is all the little girls. You can see they are all different. Every single one of them's different. They have different colors because I use different scraps. And then, you know, cats and all that. So, like I said, thank you for hanging out. Be sure to comment below to be entered to win, and go over and sign up for the swap tomorrow. If you want to get some really cute swap pieces, because it's always amazing what everyone comes up with. So, until next time, bye y'all.